Hello, I'm Chief Tom Manger of the Montgomery County Police Department. Since September 11, 2001, we have frequently asked for your help in our efforts to protect our community from a terrorist attack. You often hear that you should report any suspicious activity and heighten your awareness for signs or indicators that may predict a possible terrorist incident. Over the next few minutes, we're going to offer you some insight on the types of things that the law enforcement community wants you to look out for. Some of these things are just common sense, but we're offering other tips based on patterns of behavior and activity by individuals who have carried out or attempted to carry out terrorist attacks. We're hopeful that by introducing you to the 7 signs of terrorism, that you can play a part in preventing a future incident. Terrorist events are planned, organized, and carried out by individuals acting alone or in groups. As part of your daily routine, being observant and reporting anything out of the ordinary could be the crucial first step in preventing a possible terrorist plot or threat. The 7 signs of terrorism that I will talk about today include surveillance, elicitation of information, tests of security, acquiring supplies, suspicious people who appear out of place, trial runs, and deploying assets or getting into position. The first sign is surveillance. During the planning phase, terrorists often conduct surveillance on a possible target. They do this in order to determine the strengths and weaknesses of their target and to test response times of emergency responders. During the surveillance phase, routes to and from the target are usually established. Other surveillance activities you should look out for include someone recording or monitoring activities, drawing diagrams, making notes on maps, using vision-enhancing devices such as binoculars, or possessing floor plans or blueprints of places such as high-tech firms, financial institutions, government or military facilities. Any of these surveillance-type activities may be a sign that something isn't right. If you feel that you have observed something suspicious, don't dismiss it. Report the incident to police. The second sign is elicitation. This is when someone attempts to gain information about a particular place, its operation, or workers. Examples might be a government building, a utility, a bridge, school, stadium, or shopping mall. Terrorists may ask what the building is used for, ask about building operations, deliveries, and security-related information. Information that alone or together with other facts might reveal security strengths or weaknesses. Attempts to obtain information may be made by fax, U.S. mail, email, phone, or in person. Testing security is another way for terrorists to gather information. This may be done by walking or driving into a restricted area to observe security or law enforcement response. Terrorists may also try to test physical security barriers or access procedures in order to assess strengths and weaknesses of a facility. Be on the lookout for suspicious tests of security. Terrorists need to acquire supplies and equipment in order to carry out their attack. This may include purchasing or stealing explosives, weapons, ammunition, harmful chemicals, or chemical equipment. Terrorists may also need to obtain law enforcement or military equipment, identification badges, uniforms, and decals. Airline boarding passes or operation and flight manuals are other items that might be obtained and used in planning an attack. Terrorists may forge or photocopy personal identification, passports, or other documents needed to obtain supplies. If you see activities like these linked to acquisition of supplies, stop and think twice. Another possible sign of a terrorist threat is suspicious persons that appear out of place. This is someone in a workplace, building, neighborhood, or business who is suspicious because of their behavior, the unusual questions they ask, or the statements they make. As I mentioned before, if you feel that you have seen something or someone suspicious, do not dismiss it. Report it to the police. Before carrying out the final operation or plan, terrorists typically conduct a trial run or rehearsal. The trial run consists of putting people into position and moving them around according to their plan without actually committing the terrorist act.
Sir?
Yeah.
Is that your bag?
Yeah.
It could also include mapping out routes to determine traffic flow. Keep an eye out for activities that might fit this scenario. The seventh sign of terrorism is deploying assets, or getting into position to commit the terrorist act. Deploying assets is placing people, equipment, and supplies at or near the target. If you see suspicious activity, no matter how insignificant you think it might be, this is the last opportunity you have to report it to police. It's important to remember that these 7 signs of terrorism may occur months or even years apart. If you or a family member sees any suspicious or criminal activity, we're not asking you to take action yourselves. Call the police immediately and report the incident.
Excuse me, Montgomery County Police, let me see your hands.
Law enforcement personnel have procedures in place to share information with local, state, and federal Homeland Security officials. Keep in mind that police officers often respond to complaints that may seem routine in nature, but could result in something much more significant. The success of securing our homeland depends on vigilance, commitment, and ability to recognize these signs. Thank you for your help in keeping our community safe.